Presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And we've hit the last 3 days of the 1949 season. Who's going to win the National League? I don't know. Do you? If you do, send a self-addressed stamped envelope. No. Today, the Dodgers are off. They head to Philadelphia. We will see them on Tuesday. Play the Phillies at Shine Park. Today, the Cardinals begin a 3-game set against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley. If the Cardinals win this game, we have a flat-footed tie with 2 games to go. Brooklyn has this weird situation where their magic number is 3, but they only have 2 games to go. If the Cubs, who are 55 and 96, if they win this one, then Brooklyn will have a magic number of 2 and a 1-game lead with 2 to go. I don't know who's going to win this thing. We're not going to know until next week, as we should have a split doubleheader for a 2-city doubleheader for you next Tuesday. We might know then. But for now, St. Louis tries to grab a share of first place in the National League with 72 hours to go. You ready? As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1949, the Pennant Chase. Today, from Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois, our first visit to Wrigley Field in this replay, it is the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so, Chicago Cub fans, rejoice. You're a 96-loss team, but you're playing the most important games of the year. Bob Rush takes the hill. How you doing, John Goodell? He is 23 years old, Bob Rush. I'm not sure how old John is. Fastball pitcher, 85, and a ground ball pitcher. He's not had a great 1949, well, at least in a professional sense anyway. 7-18 with a save, and an ERA of 4.74. This will be his 6th start against the Cardinals. 37 2/3 innings, only 35 hits. He hasn't pitched that poorly against them. 16 runs, 15 earned. He's walked 19. I'll be so glad to be done with all these walks. And 10 strikeouts. He is 1-4 with an ERA of 3.58. Then again, the Cubs offense isn't much to write home about. His last start was against these Cardinals a week ago, the 24th, in St. Louis. In the loss, he went 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 3. So Rush, who is not singing Tom Sawyer as he takes his warm-up tosses, 178 2/3 innings, 192 hits, 10 homers, 109 runs, 94 of those earned. He's walked 84 and struck out 75. The Cardinals line up like this. It's a lot of lefties. In fact, 3 through 7 are lefties in the lineup. Red Schoendienst leads off at second base. Marty Marion at short will bat second. Stan Musial is in center. He'll bat third. Enos Slaughter, hitting .350, will be in left. I need the cough button. Hold on. Ron Northey in right will bat fifth. Nelson at first will go sixth. The Steve Bilko project is over. Joe Garagiola behind the plate will bat seventh. Tommy Glaviano at third bats eighth. And Lanier will be on the mound batting ninth. He should throw about 120 pitches. Defensively for the Cubs, it'll be Hank Sauer, a 7 and a 7 in left, or Whiskey Sour if you prefer. Andy Pafko, a 7 and a 7 in center. And Jeff Coat, it's not Jim, it's not the Cowboys, a 6 and a 5 in right. Serena Richard is a 4 at third. Roy Smalley Sr. is an 8 at short. Terwilliger is a 5 at second. Howard Reich a 7 at first, and Bob Sheffing is a 5 and a 5 behind the plate. Mr. Rush is an 8 on the mound with a .964 fielding percentage. And Shane Dean steps in for this big ball game at .293, 2 homers, and 67 RBI. And the first batter of the ball game draws ball 4. So here's Marty Marion. Shane Dienst walked on a 3-1 fastball that missed up high. Marion, by law, I have to say that he is the 1944 National League MVP. Yes, Sideshow Bob is playing at second. He will now step on a rake, go with his head. Pitch or throw to first. Shane Dean's back. I'm thinking about it, but I want Marion to hit. Pitch to Marion is a base hit into right field. Jeffcoat will pick it up. Shane Deans goes to third anyway. And there's runners on the corners and nobody out for Stan Musial. Wasn't that? Hail Britannia, Britannia rules the sea. Musial at 307. You'd have to watch that episode for that joke to make sense. 28 homers for Stan the man and 112 RBI. Pitch to Musial. Ball 4. So they're loaded. Shane Dienst on third. Marion on second. Musial on first for Ina Slaughter. It's like going from the frying pan right into the fryer later. Slaughter at 350. 11 homers, and 79 RBI. He has scored 102 times. Nobody out, bases loaded, top the first. Remember, a St. Louis win puts them in a dead heat against the Dodgers. Slaughter into left, that should get Shane Dienst home. Sauer will get it. Shane Dienst tags, Red will score without a throw, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. Now bring up Ron Northey. Ron at 232. 7 homers and 48 RBI. I wonder, and this is just between you and me, D. Scott Howard, our dear friend, has talked about dressing his goats in Dodger uniforms this last week of the 49 season. Do you think one of them might rebel and put a Cardinal uniform on? Think about that. Pitch to Northey. There's a line drive to Smalley, who leaps and makes the catch. So Marion has to hold. 2 out. Here's Rocky Nelson. Rocky at 224. 3 homers and 29 RBI. 2 out, 2 on. Top the first. Nelson gets hit. Did he hit him in the jaw? That's pretty square. High and tight, got him in the ribs. And so everybody moves up 92 out for Joe Garagiola at 276, 5 homers, and 40 RBI. So Garagiola with a chance here to put a couple on the board. Rush has worked hard here in this first inning. A light rain, by the way, here in Chicago. 77 degrees and the wind blowing out right to left at 10. Joe smashes at the first, and that will be an infield hit. Wow, I got a huge frog in my throat. An infield hit. Reich tried to underhand it to Rush, and Bob couldn't get to the bag in time, and Garagiola, who has almost no speed, beat it out. And the run scores. Marion will score. It's 2-0. Wowzers. And that brings up Glaviano, 294, 3 homers, and 29 RBI. Pitch from Rush. There's a base hit up the middle. Musial will score. Nelson scores. Garagiola goes to third. And it's 4-0 St. Louis. Well, now 2 out here in the first. This is the dream start for the Cardinals. Here's Max Lanier, who has the rare occasion of actually hitting in a game before he actually gets the chance to pitch. He's hitting 102 RBI. 100 with 2 RBI. English is an important language. Pitch to Lanier, struck him out, and the top of the first is finally over. But after 40 pitches from Rush, goodness gracious me, 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books. It's St. Louis 4, Chicago looking for the golf course. Yeah, I think Rush's time in the limelight may end soon. Max Lanier is 7-3 on the replay with a 3.33 ERA. 33 years old, fastball pitcher at 83 and a ground ball pitcher. This will be his 3rd start against the Cubs. 17 innings, 12 hits, 4 runs all earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 5. Given a 4-run lead, he's already 1-0 against the Cubs with an ERA of 2.12. Last start was against the Dodgers on the 21st. 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits in a win, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. So what figures to be his last start, scheduled start, 92 innings, 96 hits, 4 homers, 43 runs in total, 34 earned. He walked 32 and struck out 37. He will face this lineup. Hal Jeffcoat and right will lead it off. Howard Reich at first will bat second. Roy Smalley at short goes third. Hank Sauer in left cleans up. Andy Pafko in center will bat fifth. Bob Sheffing will catch and go sixth. Richard Serena at third will bat seventh. Terwilliger, go ahead, bring up another Sideshow Bob reference, will play second and bat eighth. And Bob Rush threw 40 pitches in his half of the first inning and will bat ninth. Defensively for St. Louis, it is Enos Slaughter in left. He's a 5 and a 4. Stan Musial is a 7 and a 7 in center. Ron Northey a 2 and an 8 in right. This, by the way, is an all right-handed lineup for the Cubs against the lefty Lanier. Tommy Glaviano was an 8 at third. Marty Marion at 9 at short. Red Shane Deans to 9 at second. Rocky Nelson a 5 at first. Joe Garagiola a 6 and a 6 behind the plate, and Lanier is a 3 on the mound. Jeffcoat steps in at 234. 6 homers and 36 RBI. I, by the way, am running the Cardinals. The computer is running the Cubs. Pitch to Jeffcoat. He drags one down. I think he's going to beat it out. Glaviano gets there, but throws to first, and Jeffcoat has the bunt hit. So the Cubs, why not? They should be aggressive. Herman Reich, not Howard. Herman at 293, 4 triples, and 41 RBI. Throw to first. Jeffcoat is back. Reich has a 9-game hitting streak. I was so confident I had that name right. I did not. Pitch from Lanier. There's a line drive, extra bases, all the way in the corner. Slaughter picks it up. Reich is in the second with his 22nd double of the year. And the Cubs have come right back. Here's Roy Smalley. Roy at 242, 14 homers, and 75 RBI. A rainy day here in Chicago. Not too bad. Not a big crowd on hand. I would say there are more Cardinal fans than Cub fans in attendance. Pitch to Smalley is a chopper up the middle. Marion will go for the easy out. Nelson on the bag, 1 out. Jeffcoat will score. It's 4-1. That brings up Hank Sauer. Hank at 297, 24 homers, and 78 RBI. Lanier, understandably, is a bit nervous. You've reached the point in the season for St. Louis where everything is a playoff game. They're not in a position where they must win, although you better beat a 96-loss team. but there is pressure. Makes a whole big difference on what happens the next time we get together for games. Pitch to Sauer. There's a fly ball to the left. That should score right. Slaughter by the bullpens makes the catch. And in fact, he made that against the railing of the stands. It's a sac fly, and it's 4-2. So nobody on for Pafko, but the Cubs have 2 in on Lanier. Andy at 264, 19 homers and 94 RBI. My guess is regardless of what happens in this game, Tuesday we'll have a doubleheader for you. And remember, our doubleheader starts at 11:30. What order we do the games in, and the other game would be Brooklyn and Philadelphia. Depends on what St. Louis does here. But that's the plan at the moment, is that we will do both games Tuesday. And if you're watching this on YouTube, join us at noon East at 11:30 to see how the National League is decided. Pitch to Pafko. There's a drop one into right left field. And Andy is on with a single. The Cardinals, now after 4 runs in the top of the inning, have come out flat-footed here in the bottom of the first. Here's Sheffing. Bob at 277. 2 homers and 14 RBI. There's a ground ball to Marion, goes across the way to Nelson, and that retires the side. But the Cubs get 2 runs on 3 hits and leave a runner. We go to the second at Wrigley, 4-2 St. Louis. So Shane Dean, Marion, and Musial, top of the lineup already for St. Louis. Rush, again, his time in the limelight, wink wink, might be over soon. 40 pitches in 1 inning to face 9 batters. He gave up 3 hits and 2 walks and struck out a batter. That, by the way, is an ERA of 36. Shane Dienst walked and scored. He slashes that one into right field. Jeffcoat will pick it up, and Red's got himself a single. Brings up Marion. Marty singled and scored. Going to hit and run here. Pitch from Rush. There goes Shane Dean's ground ball to first. It won't be 2. Right to the bag himself at first, and that will retire Marty. And somebody's hurt. Marion, on the wet slop here at Wrigley, turned his ankle. He's wondering if that brute Big Clue is watching. He says, "No, I'm staying in the game." So Shane Deans moves to second. They're taping up Marion's ankle in the St. Louis dugout. Musial walked and scored in the first. Stan, ground ball to second. Smalley, the shortstop, by the bag, over to first, 2 out. Shane Deans moves to third. And 2 out for Slaughter, who had a sac fly to Sauer his first time up. Rush, trying to get out of this almost clean on a rainy day. But he won't. That's into right field. That's going to drop. Slaughter has a single. Shane Dean scores, and it's 5-2 St. Louis. Brings up Northey. Ron is 0 for 1. Throw to first, Slaughter back. 5 runs on 5 hits already, with 2 out in the second for St. Louis. Northey up the middle. Terwilliger, snap throw to first. Reich is there, and that will retire the side. Cardinals get 1 more on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the third here at Wrigley. It's 5-2 St. Louis. Bill Serena. So the 2 games I guessed on, I got wrong. Ron is 0 for 2. Bill Serena at 174, a homer, and 5 RBI. Terwilliger and Rush to follow. Lanier's pitch fouled off right side, and Northey can't get there. Had to stumble over the bullpen. And somebody from Joliet made that catch. Todd B., how are you? Todd B., you got a video tonight that you're going to love. 1-2 to Serena. And he lost him. Are you kidding? Day off for you, huh? It is Wayne Terwilliger. I would never have said that. Wasn't that his son's name, too? Anyway, Wayne at 238, 2 homers and 13 RBI. Lanier has not covered himself in clover in an inning and change. In the center field, back goes Musial. Stan is there. 1 out. Oh, Zarla, you did watch last night. Glad you did. I hope Wrigley Field doesn't have a cactus patch in the outfield area by second base. That was fun. I took Todd B's suggestion and bought the greatest teams set for... It'll be on YouTube tonight. It's on Twitch right now. Bought the greatest teams package from PC Replay Basketball. And we'll do some regular season games. Last night, we did the Lakers and the Celtics. And because you have the option of freezing games in progress, we ended up with a buzzer beater elsewhere. But it's on Twitch now, and will be on YouTube at about 10 o'clock tonight. Bob Rush is 082, 3 RBI. Pitch to Bob is a bunt. Nelson has to come in, and St. Louis wasn't prepared for it at all. Rush beat it out. Someone got gabbing and wasn't paying attention. I wonder who that was. And so runners on first and second. It is addicting. That was quite fun. Here's Jeffcoat. Hal 1 for 1. He singled and scored. Lanier is opening 9 on an inning in the third. 4 hits and a walk. 2 earned runs. Pitch to Jeffcoat. In the center field. Musial going back. Makes the catch. 2 out. Sereno will try for third. They're going to run on Musial to throw to Glaviano. Not in time. So the Cubs now have Reich as a tying run at the plate. He doubled and scored his first time up. 2 out, second inning, 5-2 St. Louis. Got him! He swung on and missed a rainbow curve. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the third inning. Chicago leaps 2 on, 5-2 St. Louis. So Nelson, Garagiola, and Glaviano to face Rush here in the third. I'm hearing that 69-70, Todd, is there next year. And if you're a Knicks fan, that's the one you want. Nelson into right. Jeffcoat. 1 out. Here's Garagiola. Joe. RBI single his first time up. Not a lot of seasons in my wheelhouse, Todd. But it is a very addicting game. In the right. That will drop. And that's the 6th hit. And that brings up Glaviano, who drove in 2 on the single to center. Looking for a John Stark season? Well, he's in the greatest team package. Rush deals. There's a ground ball to Smalley. Should be 2. Terwilliger for 1. Over to Reich. It is 2. So the Cardinals go down quietly here in the third. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 5-2 St. Louis. So Roy Smalley is 0 for 1 with an RBI, a sac fly. Sauer and Pafko to follow. Pitch to Smalley. Ball 4. The Cardinals would love this one. They're a half game out. And the Cubs just aren't making it easy. Here's Hank Sauer. Sac fly. 0 for 1. There goes Smalley. The throw down to Shane Dietz, and he has it stolen. A late throw from Joe, and that's the third from Smalley. So that takes care of the double play, a 1-strike count. Pitch from Lanier, Sauer in the left. Here goes Smalley, Slaughter to the track. That ball is on Waveland Avenue. It is 5-4 St. Louis as Sauer hits his 25th of the year. There wasn't anything Slaughter could do about that. Right down the line. It hooked fair, and hey, that's right. So 5-4, yeah, Jack Brookhouse. Whee! Well, remember the Geico ad with the pig with the pinwheel out the window? That was Jack Brookhouse. Nobody rooted harder for the Cubs than Jack. Maybe Ernie Banks. Papko singled his first time up. Ground ball up the middle. Shane Deansed over to first for the out. So the Cubs have made this interesting. 1 out. Here's Sheffing. Bob's 0 for 1. In the right field. Northey. 2 out. Brings up Bill Serena. Walked his first time up. From the wind. In the shallow left, Slaughter is there, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. That is it for Rush. Warren Hacker comes in to pitch as we go to the 4th. And before we tell you about Warren, here is the exact situation as it stands. The Cardinals have won 4 straight. They have cut the Dodger lead to half a game. The Dodgers are off. Both teams after this, 2 games left. The Dodgers are in Philadelphia. The Cardinals close here in Wrigley. I would venture to guess that St. Louis is in the catbird seat. The Yankees, with 2 games left, can still win 98 games. Hacker is 24 years old, a fastball pitcher and a ground ball pitcher. Against St. Louis, this will be his 4th appearance. He has 1 start, 11 1/3 innings, 15 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He walked 5 and struck out 2. And just like any sugar rush, it subsides way too quick. Hacker pitched 9 days ago against the Phillies and threw a complete Game 7 hitter. He gave up 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. So overall, 109 1/3 innings, 133 hits, 70 runs, 65 earned. He walked 55 and struck out 39. Yep, that, Todd, the home run you're talking about that Kingman hit that went on to the front porch of the 3rd house down the street is on YouTube. And I think it's Vince Lloyd on the call. And you can just hear the amazement in his voice. If you look out to the replay board on the left, okay, you see, well, there's the White House that had the Torco or Budweiser or WGN thing, and then there is the, looks like a corner house there. It's the one where the tree is. That's how far he hit it. Yeah. Lanier struck out. He's 0 for 1. So if you see that corner house up there, like I said, you can see it behind the replay board in left field. Kingman put it to where that tree is, and it actually did hit the porch. Not on the fly, but, it had a few assists from the street. But, yes. Pitch to Lanier. Base hit up the middle. Max helps his own cause here. Leads off the fourth with a single. Was it ever measured? Gosh, you'd have to think that would be close to 550 feet, wouldn't you? I suppose you could measure that now. John says, when the Cubs signed Kingman, I thought he would hit 100 homers that year. 79 we're talking about. And 565 feet for Mantle. But Mantle's was on the fly, wasn't it? It's still an impressive swing. But pavement did wonders for that ball. Oh my gosh. Pitch to Shane Dienst. Gets away from Sheffing and Lanier goes to second. Red has walked and singled and scored twice. It is rumored, it's talking about the farthest ball ever hit, that either Dwight Evans or Jim Rice knocked one out of Fenway and put it into a van on the Mass Pike, which is possible. And by the time the van stopped and the person got out of the car, or got out of it and found a baseball in it, he was in Worcester, some 25, 30 miles away. Yeah, Kingman was an arse. He'd fit right in today. He'd have 50, 60 homers. Pitch to Shane Dienst is a ground ball to Terwilliger. Wayne throws it to first for the out, and Lanier goes to third. So 1 out for Marty. Marion is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Hacker. Ground ball to first. Wright takes the sure out. Lanier will score. 2 out, 6-4 St. Louis. Nobody on. 2 out for Musial. Stan has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. Into right field, Jeffcoat makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Cardinals add one more on a hit and no errors. After 3.5, it's the Cardinals 6, the Cubbies 4. So Terwilliger, Hacker, Spot, and Jeffcoat to face Lanier here in the fourth. Wayne is 0 for 1. I'm guessing it was his son that played for the Mets, amongst others. At 24, he wouldn't have been on the Mets that late. Late season call-up for the Cubs, nickname of Twig. Pitch, ball 4. Midlife Crisis' first game ever was at Wrigley versus the Mets. Thought I'd see a homer fest with Kingman and Foster. By Bird and 3 other pitchers combined to shut out the Mets 5-0. Meet the Mets. Greet the Mets. Let's go out and beat the Mets. Here's Hacker. If he bats, 253 RBI. Terwilliger reached on an 82-mile-an-hour fastball on a 3-1 count, low and out of the zone. Hacker swings, and there's a base hit. That's never a good sign when the pitcher gets a clean single. So runners on first and second. Yet Kingman did pull a muscle lifting a suitcase. One of the stranger injuries in baseball history. Jeffcoat 1 for 2. Hal singled and scored. Lanier, 18 batters, 69 pitches, 3 innings plus. 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. The homer to Sauer. He walked 3 and struck out 1. In the center field. Back goes Musial. Keeps going back. Makes the catch. Terwilliger goes to third, and the throw is cut off. Brings up Reich. Herman is 1 for 2. He has doubled, struck out, and scored. Not necessarily in that order. Cardinal fans are thinking 6 should be enough. They may need 8. Leon Durham managed to hit an Oppo Boppo out into Waveland. And the Cubs hit into a triple play. Well, that's a memorable first game. Pitch to Reich. There's a line drive to Shane Deeds, 2 out. Big out for Lanier. Lanier, although he has not pitched well today, certainly in line to pitch in the playoff. Remember, the National League plays best of 3 if the Cardinals and Dodgers end up tied. Here's Smalley. Roy is walked, sac fly, driven in a run, scored a run, and stole a base. Smalley up the middle, stabbed by Lanier, over to Nelson, side retired. Cubs don't score. They strand 2 on a hit and no errors. We go to the 5th. It's 6-4 St. Louis. So Slaughter, Northey, and Nelson to face the aforementioned Warren Hacker. Enos is 1 for 2, a single, and he's driven in 2. Slaughter drags that one on the ground. Smalley in front of the bag, and they're not going to get Enos. So the Sergeant has an infield single. Now, Enos Slaughter, nicknamed Country Hero of the 1946 World Series, if you're a Cardinal fan. Tremendous career. Also helped the Braves to a couple National League pennants. Would be heartbroken to know that the name Slaughter is most referred to now is the wrestler Sergeant. Here's Northey. Ron is 0 for 2. Here's a ground ball to third. Serena to Williger for 1. There's no throw to first. 5-4 on the 4s, and there's 1 out. Nothing against Sergeant Slaughter, but Enos deserves a better history than that. Rocky Nelson scored a run, hit by a pitch, and flew out to right. This time a line drive to third. Serena's there, 2 out. What was the date on that game?
Oops, did you lose me? There was a network error.
I had an error. I had to do a refresh. Gary Giola is 2 for 2. He is singled twice and driven in a run. 6-4 St. Louis, 2 out, top of the 5th. Gary Giola punches that one into center field. Northey goes to third. Cardinals have runners in the corner for Glaviano. Tommy, 1 for 2, is driven in 2 today. That came in the first. No, it couldn't have. Anyway, is 31 RBI. Cardinals would like some insurance. We were talking about you earlier there, Mr. Howard. Pitch to Glaviano is popped up into center. Pafko will grab it, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Card strand 2, halfway home at Wrigley on a Thursday afternoon. Real life a Friday afternoon. It's the Cardinals 6, the Cubs 4. We'll be back.
I made a joke about those jerseys. Your first game ever was August 6, 82. Mine was August 9th, 77. Al actually did the game against the Cardinals. I had the chicken pox at Shea Stadium. It was wives and mistresses only. For St. Louis, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. Enos Slaughter, a sac fly to make a 1-0 St. Louis. Oh, it wasn't the first inning. How about that? Joe Garagiola singled home Marty Marion to make it 2-0 St. Louis. Tommy Glaviano with a 2-run single in the first as I was choking to death on phlegm to make it 4-0 St. Louis. Cubbies got 2 right back. Herman Reich with a double. He's got a 10-game inning streak. Roy Smalley and fielder's choice to make it 4-1. Hank Sauer a sac fly to make it 4-2. Cards made it 5-2 in the second. Enos Slaughter with an RBI single. In the third, Hank Sauer put one on the Waveland Avenue, a 2-run shot, his 25th of the year. 5-4 St. Louis. But in the fourth, St. Louis got a run back. Marty Marion with the fielder's choice to make it 6-4. Pitching, Bob Rush didn't make it very far. 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. Hal Lanier, he's hanging in there. He's 3 outs away from a possible win. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned. He's walked 3. And that's how we got here. Dave Kingman said, I'm like an actor. I want to perform, but if an actor went to the theater and performed before empty seats, it would be boring. I'll create some excitement on the field. Criticize me for what I do on the field. When I leave the field, leave me alone. Signed, Greta Garbo. No? Sauer 1 for 2. He hit that 3-run shot, or the big shot, down the line and left. And yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Kingman would be a huge star today. Now, you need to watch your goats there, Mr. Howard. I heard that one of them is being rebellious and has thrown on a St. Louis Cardinal jersey. Pitch to Sauer. There's a fly ball to left. Slaughter comes in 1 out. Here's Pafko. Andy is 1 for 2. Marion, by the way, it's short. I got to sneeze. I'm glad for that mute button. Marion rolled his ankle running down to first, I believe, in his second time up, but remains in the game. First day without allergy medication. We'll see how this is going. Here's Pafko. As I said, 1 for 2. In the right field, Northey makes the catch 2 out. So my response, D. Scott Howard's response to the joke about the goat putting on the Cardinal uniform is, and I don't need to hear from the ASPCA about this. He'll be on the barbecue this weekend. Yeah, sounds, Midlife Crisis says, sounds to me that Kingman thought it the same of Cub fans as Lee Elia. It's amazing how Harry Carey changed the atmosphere in that team, didn't he? They got good as well. I've never had barbecue goat either. Sheffing is 0 for 2. In the right, Northey has it. And that will retire the side. Marty feeling better now. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th. It's 6-4 St. Louis. Yeah, Lee Elia, one of the best rants of all time. Don't listen to it with little kids around because Lee says a few words that are midnight blue. Here is Max Lanier. Max is going to stay in the game. 1 for 2. He has struck out, singled, and scored. Chopper to Terwilliger. Wayne over to first. 1 out. So a Hacker doing yeoman's work. 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits. And just the 1 earned run. These guys are too cute for the barbecue. I'd imagine so. Aren't they technically not goats? Was it you that was telling me that? It must have been. Here's Shane Dienst. Red is 1 for 2. Has singled, walked, and scored twice. Hacker. Well, the rain comes out. And we had ourselves a rain delay. Great. After the pitcher bats, I have a rain delay. And over the sound system, Alanis Morissette and her orchestra croon out, "Isn't it ironic?" And yeah, she really does think. The rain delay took 52 minutes, and so we'll have a change of pitchers here, at least for St. Louis. We'll see what they do with Hacker. Literally, as soon as Lanier put the bat back in the rack, the skies went from light rain to monsoon, and the tarpaulin was put on the field. Hacker stays in the game. Shane Dean's in the left center. Pafko was there, 2 out. Todd B had a 38-minute delay due to a scoreboard malfunction the other night. Were you inside? The game that was. I know that you were inside. They are Nigerian dwarf goats. I think I've done this to Scully before, but we'll do it again. They are Nigerian dwarf goats. Originally imported as zoo food, but by golly, they are so cute. The zookeeper started taking them home and made them as pets. I think I've done that before. Zoo food. I suppose you can't run out to the local Agway and buy some goat chow. It's like rain after the pitcher bat. It's having a perfect game, then having it stopped. Yeah. Thanks, Tribe Fan. And one of the rare times that Todd B and Tribe Fan are posing as the same person together with 2 different accounts. 2 out in the 6th. Marion line drive to Serena, and that will retire the side. Cardinals go down in order. We got to change a pitcher here. 6-4, bottom 6. So this might actually work out in favor of the Cardinals. Maybe. Can't use Pullett. You can't use Burkeen. Can't use Staley. Can't use Munger. I can use Fred Martin. And so after the rain delay, Martin, 22nd appearance, 4-3 with 3 saves and a 3.13 ERA. 34 years old, a fastball pitcher, 82, and a ground ball pitcher. Last pitch to 27th against the Pirates. We did that game. Clean inning, a walk and a strikeout. 69 innings, 71 hits, 9 homers. 28 runs, 24 of them earned. He walked 20 and struck out 33. D. Scott Howard was at a Sonics game back when Seattle had an NBA team. And one night, the overhead scoreboard at Key Arena burst into flames. It's like 3 strikes and then realizing you're out. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic, and I really do think. Yeah, the Kraken don't need that. Looks like they had your typical expansion draft. There wasn't any big names that moved. Serena 0 from 1 with a walk as we start the bottom of the 6th. In the left or center field and gone. So it's 6-5. What a rude greeting for Fred Martin. But it's a 1-run game as that ball was hammered. Seattle hasn't had an NBA team in about 20 years. Typical for an expansion trap. Lots of kids and a few geezers. They are now the Oklahoma City Thunder. Terwilliger is 0 for 1 with a walk as we pay back attention here. Yeah, Gord, I was surprised, was left unprotected. Noble for Carey Price to expose himself to the draft, that is. Don't get any ideas. so that the Canadians could protect the backup goalie, Josh Allen. Pitch to Terwilliger. In the right, Northey battles the bullpens and makes the catch. 1 out. See what they do with Hacker here. They should pinch hit for him. He singled his first time up. And Bob Ramazzotti comes in. 2008 was the last Sonics game. It's been 13 years. Did Gary Payton come out of retirement, or maybe Sean Kemp so he can pay for his 12 kids? You watched the basketball stream I did last night. We talked about the Sonics. And they did something quite incredible last night. Ramazzotti, as a pinch hitter, is hitting 133. Overall, 178, no homers, and 10 RBI. Pitch. There's a bunt. Garagiola has it roll foul. Yeah, Durant's rookie year was in Seattle, I think. I know that his rookie cards are with the Supersonics. 0-2 the count. Got him! He swings and misses at the 83-mile-an-hour fastball, 2 out. For Jeffcoat, Hal 1 for 3, has singled and scored. I had fun last night. So, what night, if I was to do a semi-regular basketball stream, what night would you guys want that? Nobody watched last night. Pitch to Jeffcoat. Popped up. Garagiola takes off the mask, and that will retire the side. Serena with a huge home run to make this a 1-run game. It's not going to be easy for the Cardinals, but it never is when September ends. Doyle, Porky, I can see that. Lade or Lade. 28 years old, needs to lay off the pork pie. Fastball pitcher, 88 or 85 rather, and a standard pitcher. 37th appearance of the year, 4-9 with a save, and an ERA of 6.58. Against St. Louis, this is his 7th appearance. He's made 1 start, 15 innings, 18 hits, 11 runs, all earned. He has walked 4, struck out 5, and is 0-1 with an ERA of 6.60. Yeah, once we talked about it a couple times, but we did it. Not sure how many games we'll do. That team set comes with a full schedule. And we'll definitely do some games for sure. His last appearance was a week ago almost, last Saturday against St. Louis at Sportsman's. 2 innings, a hit, and that's it. Overall, 116 and a third innings, 149 hits. This is where I miss Elvis on these shows. 89 runs, 85 earned. He walked 46, gave up 17 homers, and struck out 37. A 1-run game as we start the 7th inning. It'll be Musial, Slaughter, and Northey. Stan is 0 for 2. Has walked and scored. In the left center field, Sauer makes the catch, 1 out. Lade or Lade will bat in the 9 hole. There was no double switch. Here's Slaughter. Enos is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and driven in 2. Line drive. Serena snares it by the bag at third. 2 out. Here's Northey. Ron is 0 for 3. About how I'm doing today, too. There's a ground ball, base hit right side. Jeffcoat will pick it up. 10th hit for the Cardinals. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for St. Louis. They've left on 5. The Cubs, 5 runs, 7 hits, and they've left on 5. No errors. Rocky Nelson is 0 for 2. He has scored. Popped up. Center field. Pafko. Stretch time, 6-5. Just a couple people in the chat have asked about where Lorenzo is. I reached out to him a couple months ago. He was supposed to go take care of his mother and was going to be gone for about 4 or 5 weeks. That was, I believe, in March. No, he was a huge fan of the area. He really wanted the Dodgers. In fact, the World Series would have been his. My fear is for the worst for him because he was a huge player, a football manager, and a couple other games. We were friends on Steam, so if he popped on, I could see when he played. He has not been on for months. And so while I don't want to say for certain what happened to him, I don't think he's in a very... I don't think things went well. So again, Lorenzo, if you're watching this at some point, or a member of the family is watching this, let us know how he's doing. But I hope he's okay. But my fears are that he's not. So hopefully I am wrong about that. All right, back to the ball game. So it'll be Reich, Smalley, and Sauer. Herman 1 for 3, a double, a run scored, and a strikeout. Martin starts the 7th with a ground ball to short. Marion feeling his oats again over to first, 1 out. No, he was a big fan. He was a big fan. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Smalley is 0 for 2. An RBI and a run scored and a stolen base. And a walk. 6-5 St. Louis, bottom of the 7th. Cardinals trying to tie the season up with 2 games to go. Ball 4. Here's Hank Sauer. Hank, a 3-run shot on the Waveland in the first. Or at one point in the game. 2-run shot in the first. 1 for 3. Has 25 on the year. And is now driven in 81. Line drive. Glaviano is there. 2 out. Pafko is 1 for 3. Andy has singled. Martin deals. There's a ground ball to third. Glaviano goes to second for the out, and that will retire the side. Cubs get nothing done here. They leave a runner on. Actually, they don't leave a runner on. After 7, 6-5, St. Louis. So Garagiola, Glaviano in the pitcher spot. Cards would love an insurance run. D. Scott has his Cardinals voodooed all out. Garagiola has singled 3 times and driven in a run. And he's 4 for 4 now. That's all the way to the wall in right center. And Joe has his 20th double of the year and his 4th hit today. And that brings up Glaviano. Tommy 1 for 3, a 2-run single, and grounded into a double play. It's a doubleheader on Tuesday. At 11:30 Eastern. 8 Pacific time, 8:30 Pacific time. Cardinals, Cubs, and Dodgers, Phillies. Because if this result holds, we are tied as we go into the last Saturday of the season. Pitch to Glaviano. In the right field, Jeffcoat will make the catch. Garagiola goes back. Garagiola's going to try for third. They're going to run on Jeffcoat. They got him. Jeffcoat with an absolute strike, and he's out. And that makes my life easy because I can bat Martin with nobody on. Baseball is a funny game. I read that book as a kid. So Joe felt his oats and got turned into oat milk. Here's Martin. He's a 300 hitter. He's not a bad hitter. 2 out, top of the 8th. In the center field, Pafko Retires the side. No runs, a hit. They don't leave anybody on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-5, St. Louis. Joe did Arizona Diamondback games. Yeah, Garagiola always said he had deceptive speed. Slower than he looked. Here's Sheffing. Bob is 0 for 3. Serena and Terwilliger. And Lade or Lade in the 4-hole. Pitch to Sheffing. Line drive. Glaviano is there. 1 out. Bill Serena with a hey in the center field to make it 6-5 in the 6th. He hits one into left field. That will drop. He's digging for 2. The throw to Shane Deans. No, sir. And so the tying run is on second with 1 out. And that'll bring up Terwilliger, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Martin deals. Ball 4. So the first base open walk. 3-1 low and in. Garagiola says a few words to the home plate umpire. And let's see what they do with Lade, who is 5 for 22, hitting .227 on the year. Frankie goes to Hollywood at the plate. Baumholtz at 301. Homer and 14 RBI. As a pinch hitter, he's hitting .179. We play for the bunt. It's a slow bounder to Nelson. Marion for 1. Do they get him back? No, they don't. But it's a big 3-6 fielder's choice and 2 out for Jeffcoat. Yep, I agree. Todd, Saturdays as a kid were awesome. Cartoons, and This Week in Baseball, then Game of the Week in the afternoon. Didn't even have to change the channel. Although, I was not a huge fan of Land of the Lost. So the tying run is on third in Serena. Baumholtz on first. Pitch to Jeffcoat. Ground ball to third. Glaviano with a diving stop over to Shane Deans, and that might have saved the ball game. Oh, baby. They get out of it. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. Ralph Hamner. I wonder if that's any relation to Granville on the Phillies. Coming in to pitch for the Cubs. We go to the 9th, 6-5, St. Louis. Well, this will either be for Bruce, 32 years old, 83-mile-an-hour fastball pitcher, or the ground ball pitcher, a stroke of genius, or something that will absolutely implode on the Cubs. Yep, baseball bunch with Johnny Bench. That was on TBS, too. This will be his second appearance against the Cardinals. He has a clean inning. His last time out was September 22nd against the Phillies. 1 inning, a walk and a strikeout. Overall, 12 innings, 13 hits, a homer, 9 runs all earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 5. So, St. Louis, a 1-run lead heading into the 9th inning. It'll be the top of the lineup, Shane Deans, Marion, and Musial. Wonder if Ralph is related to Earl, creator of the Waltons. About the same generation, wouldn't it be? And wasn't the dad's name Ralph? No, the actor that played him was Ralph Waite. Pitch to Shane Deans. 1 for 3, has scored twice. Ground ball up the middle. Terwilliger to first, 1 out. So far, so good. I think he's related to Gran. Mr. Howard was a kid watching the Saturday Game of the Week with your grandpa. Pee-wee and Diz on the call. There is an inning of Dizzy Dean calling baseball on YouTube. From a Reds-Giants game from either 61 or 62. All right, Tribe fan. Talk to you later, Tim. Marion 1 for 4 as we cross the 1 o'clock hour. An RBI and a run scored. Pitch to Marty. Ground ball foul, third base side. Count 2-2. There's a base hit into right center field. Jeffcoat will pick it up. Marty will hold with a single. 12th hit for the Cardinals. Brings up Musial. Stan is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. Pitch to Stan. Base hit, left center field. Marion will hold at second. So first and second, 1 out for Slaughter. Enos is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and driven in 2. This one has been a great one. I thought when the Cardinals got up for 4 in the top of the first that would be it, but 6-5 in the ninth. Slaughter, base hit, right or left center field. Marion rounds third and scores. Musial into third, and that's a big insurance run for the Cardinals. They lead 7-5, and Brooklyn looks like they are 3 outs away from blowing a 2.5 game lead in the last 10 days. Slaughter is hitting .352. He's driven in 3 runs today and is 3 for 5. So Northie 1 for 4. We'll go by time zone, by the way, on Tuesday. So we'll do the Dodgers and Phillies from Philadelphia first, and then the Cardinals and the Cubs from Wrigley. Pitch to Northie. Ground ball to Terwilliger. Musial will try and score. Smalley for 1, Reich for 2, and it will not matter. The side should be retired, and it is. A big run. St. Louis 3 outs away from a tie for first. They lead 7-5. So Reich, Smalley, and Sauer. Herman is 1 for 4. He has doubled, scored, and struck out. Ted Wilkes warming in the bullpen for St. Louis. You go back to the other day, and Jerry Staley's one-hitter of Pittsburgh might be the difference in the Cardinals winning the pennant. Right back to Martin. Over to first. 1 out. So 11:30 will be the Dodgers and the Phillies. And at approximately 12:30 Eastern Time, it'll be the Cardinals and the Cubs. And we will have a game for you on Thursday because no one can clinch Tuesday. Smalley is 0 for 2. An RBI, a run scored, a stolen base, and 2 walks. Martin from the stretch, or from the line. Ground ball to third. Glaviano 2 out. So Hank Sauer, the last chance here for the Cubs. Big home run. His 25th. But you don't hit 2-run homers with nobody on base. To Martin, and the Cardinals are going to be in first place. It's a doubleheader Tuesday. There is 2 days left. The Cardinals win this one 7-5, and they are knotted up with the Brooklyn Dodgers. 91-61. 7 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Cubs. Lanier, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He goes to 8-3. The homer, he walked 3 and struck out 1. Rush was rushed. 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. Slaughter, your MVP, 3 for 5. He drove in 3. The Cardinals have done it. Everybody's magic number now is 3. They are 91 and 61. Didn't expect that, did you? So it comes right down to the last 2 days of the season. Quickly, the other games that really don't matter. Would you call Green Day and tell him September has ended? The Browns beat the White Sox 4-2. Detroit beats Cleveland. Newhouser with his 15th win. Feller takes a loss 3-1. And Pittsburgh beats Cincinnati 5-3. Chestnut with a win. So, look. Take care, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday. It will be the Dodgers and Phillies at 11:30. It will be the Cubs and the Cardinals immediately following. Wow. 2 games left and the magic number is 3. So long, everybody.